Hello, Facebook family. How are you? How are my Facebook family members? My folks on Instagram, YouTube, and all the other social media outlets there. Those who are joining us via Zoom. Hasn't Zoom changed our lives? Indeed, it has changed our lives. I am excited to be here with you as always. This just can't describe, don't really have the words for how excited I am that I have these opportunities to connect with you because I don't get to see you all the time in person. And this thing called COVID-19 is trying to stop us from connecting. Can you imagine? We're going to have to fight it through, y'all. That's what we have to do. We have to fight it through. And we will do that. We'll do that collectively, collaboratively, and we're going to get through this in the best of ways. Because you know what? I always say, in every crisis, there is an opportunity, and we are doing a good job of turning obstacles into opportunities. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I know how I feel about the fact that you all are turning obstacles into the most exciting and fabulous opportunities I have seen in a long time. It's just pushing us in a fabulous way, in an exciting way. I know that it is difficult, but just take a deep breath. Pause out, chill out. Or as my good friends in Jamaica say, breathe out your head, slow it down. Don't let it overwhelm you. Everything that we've been through, we've gotten through, and that's why we're here together today. So we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. So I want to make sure plenty of people are here before I start sharing all this good news. So if you see me kind of excited but trying to hold back, it's because I want to make sure as many people have had an opportunity to connect and join in with us so that I can hear what you have to say. I want you to share your comments with me. I want to make sure that anyone who wants to join us and hear this from the beginning, that you have a chance to do that. So I'll give you a couple more minutes to get in and to join us so that I can start talking about what's coming up with the Kick the Crisis 3 Sides of Every Crisis webinar series. Yes, listen, I know it seems strange that I am just so hyped and so excited about it, but I am because it's just a testament to how we just have to keep fighting and keep trying and keep pushing, you know? And I'm just so glad that I get to share this news with you because you've been a part of this journey for me. And in doing that, you know, it's just beautiful for us to do this together. So I am ready for more of you. I see some folks checking in. So please continue to join us because today I have about 5, maybe a little bit more, but at least 5 things that I want to share with you tonight. Are you ready? Okay. Let's start talking. Let's start talking about what's going on with this 3 Sides of Every Crisis webinar series. So let me share a little bit first with you about these amazing young men that I had an opportunity to connect with. Normally when we are facilitating programs and such, you know, a lot of people are familiar with Eventbrite and lots of different, you know, tools that you can use. But I came across these group of young men who are just bright and smart and just amazing. And we started collaborating and putting our heads together. And I was sharing with them some things that I'd like to do and what we had planned. And next thing I know, here we are. Here we are. So some of the things that I want to share with you begin with a thank you. Begin with me saying thank you for those of you who have been so supportive, so encouraging, always there, no matter what, when I need you, and allowed me to be a part of your journey as well. We are just sharing and collaborating in such extraordinary ways that I just always feel the need to say thanks. Say thanks. So what do I have planned? I am announcing our 3 Sides of Every Crisis webinar series. So obviously you all know that I wrote this book and we released it. We did a soft launch May 10th, my birthday, when I turned 5 plus 2, the fabulous 52, just to share that the book was coming out, what the book is about, a little bit about my writing journey. And many of you pre-ordered the book. Thank you again. And then in June, we announced that the book had been released and available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, all across the world, every Amazon platform, over 40,000 bookstores and entities across the world. So that's exciting for us. Very pleased that we have also been picked up here in Jamaica. So, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so what's coming up? The Kick the Crisis is called the Kick the Crisis Book Tour. And part of that is our 3 Sides of Every Crisis webinar series. So this webinar series is built off of the platform of my book, y'all. It's built off the book. Oh, wow. Super excited about that. So for those of you who have the book, if you have the book, chat in, drop a note that says, yes, I got the book, or yes, I'm planning to get the book. Let me know. Because the webinar series is built off of that foundation. And what it allows me to do is connect with you, the readers of the book, and to share with you, if you're owning a business or looking to start a business, those first 3 chapters really dive into what entrepreneurs and large organizations, solopreneurs are facing, some good strategies for you. And then the next 3 really kind of speak to those who are in the workforce, professionals, even those who may have been separated from their organization. And just tips and strategies of things that you can do to manage your career, right? And the last piece, of course, talks about taking care of you. So I know that many of you are probably tapping into all kinds of webinars, right? You're probably spending lots of time online, and maybe some people are kind of Zoom exhausted. But it's okay. It's okay, because I wanted to make sure I did something different. And that's what's also important about this environment, right? In that when you're dealing with a crisis and you're kind of fighting through these blue oceans, as I talked about, these wide open spaces where there's lots of opportunities for you, or these red oceans where it's really competitive and you don't know how you're going to make it through, where you fit in, how do you fight to get the attention that you need and kind of create your niche so that people see you and you're distinguished, what your value proposition is. And that doesn't just mean for a business, that means for you as a professional as well. Or how do you become that fast second? How do you lay back, watch what everyone else is doing, and decide, oh, that's my lane. This is how I can recraft, repackage what is currently being done by others and make it unique and distinctive in a way that fits your target customer. So in creating this webinar series, I realized that I needed to do some things a little bit differently. So the webinar series is going to be facilitated in individual sessions, 3 groups of 3 sessions, which will be a course. and then the full webinar series. Why did I do it that way? So I get it. Everyone doesn't have time to sit in front of a computer and engage, for 3 hours or 6 hours. So I want to make sure we had a way to reach people who want to just kind of tap in and zone in on a very specific chapter in the book or a very specific area that I talk about, and kind of jump in, get it, and get out. So if you want to do that, no problem. You can attend the individual session. Yes, you can attend an individual session. Or if you want to really kind of dive a little bit deeper and get in and understand all 3 sessions that will be packaged, the first 3, chapters 1, 2, 3, 4 through 6, 7 through 9, those will also be delivered, but as a group. So here's the sweet spot. If you take the course, which is 3 sessions, we are also a SHRM recertification provider. So for those of you who need professional development credits, like our HR professionals, guess what? Yes, you get to receive those credits by taking the webinar course or participating in the entire series. If you take all 9 courses, which is built on those 9 chapters, you get the last chapter, chapter 10 is included. And this is why chapter 10 is really important, because it talks about the next new normal. Why do I not just say the new normal? Because we're always in this evolutionary process of change and growth and adapting and repackaging and restructuring. So this is just our next new normal. And so in that webinar, I'm going to be talking a lot about what to expect, what the trends are showing up, what will happen with the gig economy. And if you don't know what the gig economy is, then come on in and participate in the webinar. I think you will really enjoy it and learn so much about it. And so 3 ways to connect. We built this off of the platform of the book. You have the individual session, the course that you can take and get your PDCs, or the entire webinar series that you can participate in and also get your PDC credits. You'll get 10 credits for attending those. Each 1-hour session equals to 1 PDC, 1 professional development credit, right? So I'm hoping that you find this invigorating and exciting, because you will be able to, 1, attend the webinar, 2, receive your ebook if you have not already purchased one, 3, get your PDC credits if you attend the course or the entire webinar series, and 4, you get to collaborate with me in an author chat. You get to ask your questions. So you know what I like about that? You know, when you read a good book, right? And yes, this is a business book and it has lots of different stories woven into it, personal stories, stories about friends. I have shared some stories about my clients, some of the things that they were facing, like CPJ, Caribbean Producers of Jamaica, and how they were able to reposition themselves given this climate. But isn't it marvelous to be able to talk to the author? Yeah, to see what was in the author's mind more deeply and to ask and pose questions. And if you like to be able to get coaching and you want to go even further, you want to take the long journey with me, I'll do coaching with you. I've already started that with some people. So it's been really exciting, very, very lovely. And guess what? So I told you about the webinars, right? Told you my point number 2 about the professional development credits. And then what I need to tell you next is I will be featuring some of the people who I talk about in the book. I am so stoked. I am so very excited. Now you get to not just hear my voice and how I interpreted their stories, but you'll hear from them. You'll hear from somebody from CPJ. You'll also hear from people who are not in the book, but who are examples of what I'm talking about in the book and the message that I want to bring home to you as readers in the book. Those of you who are solopreneurs, you are charging forward every single day, running your enterprises all by yourself. But you're really not by yourself. You just have to learn how to create this village of partners and contractors and vendors so that you don't feel like you're standing alone. How to create those strategic partnerships. So I'm going to talk to people who are doing that. I'm going to talk to Joanne Talbot Yancey, who talks about what dreams are you sitting on. That's the author of the book. And she speaks about how long have you had this burning desire, just wrestling inside of you, right? How long have you wanted to do something that you thought about, put it on the shelf, went to sleep, woke up, was in your dream. You woke up with it on your mind, but you didn't do anything about it. How do you get unstuck? How do you get past that point? How do you take your passion and turn it into profit? How do you just make your life different, organically different? Because remember what my question always has been to you. When we get on the other side of this, when we're on the other side of this journey, what will be your story? So maybe your story is going to be one about how you started your business, right? Maybe that's what it will be. Maybe it will be how you became one of the strongest team members and helped the team to move forward during this difficult time. Or how you gained your seat at the table. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, y'all ready? I don't know if y'all ready. If you're ready, say you're ready. Type in and tell me that you are ready. Because one of the things I'm going to talk to you about and lift from the pages of the book is how do you claim your seat at the table? And I'm going to feature someone from Total. Total is a leading provider of fuel in Europe and Africa and other parts of the world. And so I'm going to be speaking to one of their leaders within their organization who's going to talk to us about how she's able to claim her seat at the table, how she's able to sit with decision makers and help be an influencer in moving the needle. That's going to be some good stuff, y'all. You don't want to miss that, do you? Okay, I don't think you want to miss that. Okay, so what else is coming up? Webinar series, right? You got your 3 ways to connect. You have the PDC. You now have the information that I'll be featuring different people, not just myself, talking as part of the webinar series. I'm just so excited. I just am. I just cannot contain my excitement. This has been an incredible journey. I shouldn't say has been. It continues to be this incredible journey that I am on with you. So that's why I just am constantly energized by what's happening and what we're experiencing. So one other way that I'd love to be able to connect with you is through author chat. So I need to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to some fabulous women who have been a part of my life since I was a young girl, just a little younger. Let me correct that. When I was a younger girl in high school, and you heard me probably give them a shout out some time ago, but I need to make sure that I say thank you so very much to my St. Joseph Hill Academy folks there in Staten Island, New York, who will be facilitating an author chat for me this month. So I'm looking forward to that, because what this is allowing me to do, and it's not a cost, anyone, please don't think that this is a cost. This is about carrying forward the message. So it gives me a chance to actually sit down with so many of you and hear your voices about what you're experiencing, what things in the book really speak to you, what resonates with you, how I could perhaps, again, answer some really critical questions that you may have, and hopefully you'll walk away better than when you came. Hopefully I will give you something, and not just me, but all of us connecting and having these conversations and sharing our subject matter expertise, perhaps, or experiences to move us all forward, to get us in a better place than where we currently are standing. So St. Joseph Hill Academy will be doing that. Of course, I've shared that my sorors of Delta Sigma Theta sorority will be doing that. And then I'm partnering with book clubs across the entire world to be able to facilitate these author chats and have these great conversations, different organizations. So I think this is, it's really a good place for organizations who continue to want to provide a service to your members, and you're struggling to find a way to do that. So that's what we have been doing here at the Human Resource Management Association of Jamaica, Homage. I was able to facilitate one of those conversations. It was a great topic. Oh my goodness, Melissa Anderson helped me to put this together. And we talked about finding the silver lining in the dark COVID-19 cloud. So, really crafting the conversations based on what your needs are is what I will be able to do and lift things from the book. So I think that's probably point number 4 that I have now covered. Yes, I think that's it. And then the bookstores. This is my chance also to say thank you to Brian Books. Brian Books have decided to pick us up and carry us in all of their stores throughout the entire Jamaica, the entire island. So we will be doing virtual book conversations for Brian Bookstore customers. So if you're in Jamaica, you now can get the books through Brian's. You can order it through there or go by and pick it up. So that's absolutely amazing. And then, the traditional places, Barnes & Noble and others like that. So what's my next announcement? So I think that's number 4. Here is number 5. Here's number 5. So those of you who have already purchased the book, my way of saying thank you is you have all been entered into a drawing to win a $50 Amazon gift card. I know these are tough times, and I just need to keep finding ways to stay connected and grateful and thankful, and just being able to deliver in a way that is impactful and meaningful for you. So many of you who have purchased the book already, we have entered you in a drawing to win a $50 gift card. So please be on the lookout. Keep watching for us on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter, where we will make the announcement of who will win that gift card. We'll do that by the end of the month. And my bad version of a drum roll. Yeah, okay, so that's not my gift, right? If you have written a review on Amazon, which is so important, and let me tell you why. Think about it this way. When you go to purchase something, most of us purchase it because we've heard about it from someone we know, we've read something about it that resonated with us, and we made a decision about that particular product over another one. So when you write your reviews, it lets people know what your experience has been like in, of course, reading the book. So if you have written a review, we have entered you in a second drawing, which will be a $100 Amazon gift card for writing a review. So thank you for doing that. You have until the end of the month to do that. So please make sure you pick up your copy, read, and again, remember, you don't have to write about the entire book, but if there's something in one of the chapters that really spoke to you, a friend of mine today told me, not just the other day, she said to me that chapter 7 really resonated with her. Because the way this works is different things appeal to you for different reasons. So if there's a portion that speaks to you, share it with people. Let them know why it speaks to you, what it means for you, why you're connecting to it in such a way. And let me hear. I want to know, what's happening with you. So I'm excited about all of what's going on. It's amazing. It's so much. It's so very much. And we have got to a point now where here we are at July something or another. I know the date, just being funny. But I'm funny because when you are self-quarantining, the days seem to flip by. And so it may feel like you're losing part of these days because they're going by so quickly or so fast for you. But there's such beauty in this experience, of how this is happening for all of us. And I talk often about how it has allowed many of us to connect in ways that we weren't able to do before. Recently, I had a conversation with a childhood friend, which sounds strange saying childhood because, we're over 50. But we had this great conversation about where he is, what he wants to do, what is his next step. And he was telling me about his career and how I could just hear the passion in his voice about what he does and how he's done it. And he wasn't hoarding his skill to himself. He was connecting with other professionals in his industry, and they were sharing stories about how they're all contributing and what this experience means for them and what's the next chapter going to look like. So here's the funny thing. As we were having that conversation, he mentioned that he wanted to write a book. And he's a writer, by nature. And in listening to him talking about the book he wanted to write, and I started to ask him some questions and probe about why he wanted to write the book, what things he wanted to express, what things he felt like he wanted to share. We talked about his experiences in his particular industry. And you know what happened? By the time we were finished talking, we had 7 chapters covered. And I was so excited for him because in my mind, everyone has a book in them. It may not be for everyone to write a book, but your life story speaks so profoundly and people connect to individuals differently. So we all have something to share of value. And if it's not your life story, it's some other way in which you connect with the world, in which you contribute to society, in which you lend a helping hand in your community, in which you become the high performing team member, in your organization, how you claim your seat at the table, how you do all these dynamic things of leading your organization and making sure that your people know that a company stands because of the people that hold it up. So you have to treat your people well. Do we as leaders always get that right? Well, if any person that I'm speaking to is perfect, please allow me to enroll in your academy. Because this life is a journey, not a destination. Ebony tells me that all the time, my good friend Ebony Slacks. And so, no, we don't get it right all the time. And it's not about being perfect, but it's about being authentic and sincere and really wanting to contribute and make a difference, as part of this experience. So that's what makes it so beautiful. So those are the types of experience I love to have with people during the coaching journey, that allows me to connect and coach people and help them be accountable to the process of achieving their dreams, of getting to the place where they thought they couldn't get through. And now because they have a partner that's vested in their journey with them, it's easier to get through it. Yeah, it's easier to get through it. So I'm hoping that this time we spent together, these 30 minutes thus far that I've spent with you, that you are able to really see the value in how I want to so authentically connect with you and share your stories, hear your stories, be a part of your stories. That's the really cool part for me, to be a part of those stories in such an extraordinary way. So again, the webinar series will kick off next month. It will be August 4th is when the webinar series will kick off. And you can take a look at it by going to dcleadershiptraining.com itinerary, but don't worry about it. We'll drop the information in the chat and make sure that you know what's going on as part of that series. And I'm looking forward to you being able to partner with me to join me and share your stories, your information, to know so much that will be of value to you as part of this experience, right? That's just, I don't know, there's just something beautiful about that to me. And I hope that you feel the same kind of way. I hope that this is going to be of good value to you, and you will see that the chapters of the book speak to every part of our life's experience. Every part of our life's experience. It allows us as individuals who run businesses, who work within corporations and different entities, those of us who are able to make an impact in the organizations, the nonprofits, just different ways that we connect throughout our lives. And again, I'll be featuring some of the people who I have mentioned in the book. I am excited about having even some of my close friends who have done some incredible things throughout their life's journey will be a part of this. Coach Jean will be with me. She's amazing. Let me tell you, that sister has a story to tell. It is incredible. She is a retired Army nurse, a mother of twins. Her husband was also in the military. She's always been a person who lived a very healthy, holistic life. And then she had this life situation that put everything into question that she had faced. And she was able to bounce back and find her way through. That's amazing. That's an extraordinary story to be able to share with people. And she talks a lot about how do you live life, in a healthy way. What things do you do to make sure that you stay connected to your mental health, your physical strength, your spiritual self, right? How do we balance our emotions and our healthy food choices, our healthy living? How do we bring all those things together? And that's why I talk about that in the last set of chapters in the book, because if you're not taking good care of yourself, running a business, working in an organization, being in a leadership role, a team member, it doesn't matter. And especially now, because of this COVID-19 environment, we are continuing to learn so many things about this virus. But the one thing we know for sure is the stronger your immune system is, the better equipped you are to fight. So even though we are now in a place where many people throughout the United States in particular are in a situation in which you are being called to perhaps have to social distance more than before, or perhaps go back. Looks like you may have to go back to self-quarantining. It's no excuse not to take good care of yourself. The stories are incredible, incredible, from the moment people are diagnosed to the moment that they become critically ill, and sometimes they lose their life. I have had a very, very close friend of mine lose his father to COVID-19. I don't want to see another person have that experience. So taking care of yourself is so critically important, so critically important. And when you are strong in your mind, your body, you are equipped with the ability to drive your career and to turn around your organization. And that's what we're going to be talking about starting August 4th, when we launch the Kick the Crisis book tour and the Three Sides of Every Crisis webinar series. So thank you so very much for spending this time with me. I'm glad that we were able to connect and I was able to share this information with you. Again, August 4th, you'll be able to now not just read the book, but we're lifting the information off the pages and carrying it right to you with a live conversation with me, facilitating sessions that speak intimately to various parts of the book. And I will also feature some of the people who I have talked about in the book, in addition to other professionals from around the world. I'm going to be pulling in people from the UK. I'll try to pull in my folks from Africa, Europe, the Caribbean, the United States. We are a global village of people who have to get through this together. We are closer together than we were ever far apart. So I look forward to seeing you. Please make sure you check in again at DC Leadership Training itinerary, dcleadershiptraining.com itinerary, and you will see all the information about the upcoming webinar series. If you want to purchase the book, you can go to my personal site, which is juleDaniels.net, and you can pick up a copy of my fourth book. For those of you who don't know, yes, it's my fourth book. It's Three Sides of Every Crisis. My other books are also featured on that site. And just drop me an email if you have a question, right? If you can't attend the session, if you haven't picked up the book, you can also go to Amazon and take a sneak peek, right? You can look into the pages of the book and kind of see where I'm going with it, what type of information is featured in the book, and just get an idea. And perhaps you have a question that you want to share with me. I would love to do that. And because you all have been so supportive, I am so beautifully and abundantly blessed to share with you that the book in less than 6 weeks has now reached the ranking of in the top 200 on Amazon. Thank you for making that possible. We're going to keep pushing. I would love to become a bestseller. We're going to go from the top 200 to the top 100 and then on to 50. And let's shoot for being in the #1 spot. I'm all about making dreams come true. I'm not dreaming about it, baby. I'm pushing and plugging toward it. My mama taught me a long time ago, when things get tough, you got to put an H on your chest and handle your business. So thank you so very much for sharing this time with me. I look forward to seeing you in our webinar series, the Three Sides of Every Crisis webinar series. Blessings to those of you who have already written reviews. I appreciate it. I look forward to the author chats that are coming up. If you have an organization you think that will benefit from it, please just drop me a note. It's easy to reach me. You can drop me an email at Jewel, JEWEL, at dcleadershiptraining.com. And that DC stands for Daniels Communications. My company is Daniels Communications Global. Have a great evening, everyone. I appreciate you being here. I'd love to hear from you. Drop me that email and we will talk soon. See you August 4th.